Yo, what's up guys? Chase the Bro here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Create My Build series. Today I'm going to be showcasing a build that was submitted by Nate Jones. So you gave me the option to make a Pyromancy build that uses a melee weapon as well, but I just uploaded one, so I thought I'd do the pure Pyromancy build that you were talking about. And quite honestly, I've never used a build that had no melee weapon, so this was a challenge for me. Although it was an extremely fun challenge, I got to see which Pyromancies work together in combos. And you know what? It wasn't all that difficult not having a melee weapon. And let me just say that Fire Surge is your best friend when you're a Pyromancer. All you gotta do is just back away and spam it for a little while until they get angry and they'll start to get aggressive, and that's when they're gonna make mistakes. Also, I'd like to thank you, man, because you suggested I use a pure Pyromancy build. I was able to find combos that are pretty insane. Like, I didn't know the Black Serpent comboed with the Chaos Bed Vestiges, and it's pretty OP. As well, since the Ring City DLC has been released, the Flame Fan is kind of like my melee weapon, so I no longer need one. Whenever I want to fight up close and personal, I just bring out the Flame Fan. And I don't know what it is about being a Pyromancer, but every enemy I faced became super aggressive towards me. I don't know what it is, they all come running at me just spamming R1, and honestly it makes playing a little bit easier. I feel like people hate fighting Pyromancers. I don't know, I got that vibe when I was playing it. I think it may have to do with the way that most people play Pyromancers. I find when I fight a lot of Pyro builds, they always keep a distance and stay as far away from me as they possibly can. But honestly, I think you benefit far more from being aggressive with a Pyro build. Just make sure you don't go to beginner Pyromancy when your opponent's swinging a sword with heavy hyper armor, and make sure you're always switching up your Pyros. If your opponent doesn't know what's coming next, it's hard for them to anticipate you. And also, just make sure you're switching between your Pyros during your dodge rolls, that way you're not wasting any time when you're trying to switch between them before you attack. And just make sure that when you're attuning your Pyromancies, you put them in an order that benefits you the greatest. For me, I always put the Black Serpent before Chaos Bed Vestiges, now that I know that they combo together. But prior to knowing this, I was trying to combo the Black Serpent with the Sacred Flame, and it wasn't going over that well. Sometimes I'd land it depending on how my opponent reacts, but it's not as likely as the Chaos Bed Vestiges. I did get a chance to try out most of the Pyromancies with this build, and I have to say that the Black Serpent is definitely a staple. If you're making this build, you're going to want it no matter what. It's probably the best Pyromancy in terms of beginning combos and actually getting hits off. You're also going to want one of the more powerful Pyromancies in your arsenal, so it's really up to you if you'd rather have the Chaos Bed Vestiges or the Great Chaos Fire Orb. They both are pretty similar Pyros. The only difference is the Chaos Bed Vestiges gets thrown directly at the enemy at a higher speed, and the Great Chaos Fire Orb is a little bit slower, but you probably will have more success throwing that not locked on, and it also leaves a lava pit on the ground to cause further damage if they happen to step in it. So it's really up to you. One of the Pyros will suit your playstyle better. For me personally, I like the Chaos Bed Vestiges. It combos with the Black Serpent, and it does a huge amount of damage, and I happen to land it way more than the Great Chaos Fire Orb. But yeah guys, that was pretty much the build. I'm going to bring you on over to the stats and the equipment now. So the first thing you're going to notice is it is a 40-40 Intelligence Faith build, and that is because Pyromancy scale directly off both of those stats. So you're going to want to hit 40, which is the soft cap with both of them. The next stat you're going to want to focus on is your attunement. It's really up to you how much attunement you have, but just take into consideration that that affects how many attunement slots you have as well. For me, 7 was plenty to try out a whole bunch of different combos, so I stuck with 35 attunement. Some people like to have 40, but personally I felt 35 was definitely enough. And with the remainder of my points, I just put an even balance between my endurance and vigor, giving me 33 vigor and 30 endurance. And it worked out pretty well for this build. I'd also like to add that I started with the Pyromancer, which starts with the most intelligence and the most faith out of all the classes. So if you're going to make a pure Pyromancy build, definitely choose the Pyromancer as the starting class. That's pretty much it for the stat layout. I left the Vitality, Dexterity, and Strength all at base stats, so I'm going to take you on over to my equipment now. I'm holding a Pyromancy Flame in both hands. Now, it does make the Fashion Souls look a lot better, but it's also because the Pyromancy Flame has a weapon art that just casts a flame in front of you when you use the L2 button. I'm wearing the Ring Knight set with the Firelink helm because I love the way the fashion looks. I'm wearing the Great Swamp Ring and the Witch's Ring because they both boost your Pyromancies and they stack together. I'm wearing the Sage's Ring +2 because it shortens your casting time, which you definitely need for this build. And because I wanted to have as many spells as I possibly could without sacrificing points in attunement, I'm wearing the Dark Moon Ring, which gives me an extra 2 slots. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the build. So thank you, Nate Jones, for submitting the pure pyromancy build. I had a lot of fun, man. And for those of you who want to submit a build, just send me a message on YouTube with your idea. And if it stands out, I'll make it, man. If it sounds like fun or a challenge, it could be a terrible build, and I'll try and win with it. It's really up to you guys. If you're just tuning in now, I have a ton of Dark Souls content on the way, so subscribe for some more content. If you are subscribed, guys, ring that bell so you're notified when I upload. Also, if you enjoyed the video, guys, like the video. It helps my channel out a ton. And as always, thank you for watching. Chase the Bro out.